Game Kings, the definition of game, documentary, coming soon. Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So in this video, I'm going to tell you guys 3 things that must happen if you want a chick to stay with you, for the long term. You understand? So if you want some sort of long-term situation, this is the video for you, right? So I get emails sometimes from guys who say stuff like, hey, I'm out here hollering at this chick and that chick and hooking up, but how do I get a more consistent situation going? You understand? I have some guys that hit me up that they eventually want to get a girlfriend, or they have a particular girl that they're, seeing, and they want to make sure that they keep shit going, right? I actually had a dude hit me up on my live stream the other day, who asked me, that same question. He's like, how do you get more of a consistent situation going, right? And now there's 3 things I'm going to talk about in this video that must happen if you want to keep a chick for the long term, right? 3 things. So the first thing is this. The first thing that must happen is that the girl has to like you as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, she has to like you. You understand? So you're not going to get any type of chick staying with you long term or whatever if she does not like you, meaning she likes the person you are, right? It can't just be a chick who's like, using you for money or using you for attention or whatever. That's not going to fly, right? Because a chick, let's say she's using you for money, but she doesn't really like you like that. What happens is when another guy comes around who has more money than you, she's probably just going to bounce and keep it moving. You feel what I'm saying? But when a girl likes you for you, you feel what I'm saying? What happens is that she's going to want to, see you more. She's going to want to, get to know you more and to keep shit going with you, right? So the first thing is she actually has to like you. You see what I mean? This may seem obvious, but I have to really point that out, because there's going to be a lot of women that you deal with that aren't really going to like you like that. They're just going to sort of just be there wasting time, being on some bullshit. And that's not the type of chick you're going to be able to have a long-term type of situation with. You see what I'm saying? And the thing is, when I say that, she has to like you, it's her, liking you in the sense that she could see you as, boyfriend material. You understand what I'm saying? Because the thing is this, when it comes to this type of shit, when it comes to long-term relationship type of shit, you don't need to be the some sexy, flexy ass nigga type of dude in order for a chick to like you in the sense of, a long-term situation, right? Now, if you're, a tall, good-looking type of dude, that's not going to hurt as far as if you're a cool guy and you got that also going for you, she'll still want to fuck with you in that sense. But it's not even necessary for this. When you talk about long-term relationships, she just has to, see you as the type of guy who can be boyfriend material, and boyfriend material type of guys don't need to be like these, super sexy alpha male type niggas. You know what I'm saying? So, this could be your average everyday dude, right? So, the first thing is, again, she has to like you. Now, second thing that must happen is that you have to make sure that you make plans and stick with it. You make plans and you stick with the plan. Okay? A lot of guys fuck up on this shit. So basically, you set a first date, you go and see her on the dates. You do not flake. You understand? Then you set up a second date, and then you go see her on that date or hook up or whatever it is, but you do not flake. So whatever plans you're making, you follow through on the plan. You understand? Because if you're flaky, if you're just all over the place, you understand, or you don't know how to set a time and place or whatever for y'all to like get together, right? She's not going to really look at you as the type of guy that she can take seriously for any type of long-term situation because you're all over the place. You feel what I'm saying? So you need to make sure that every time you set the fucking, plan, you follow through. Now, if there is, some sort of like emergency that happens, right? Where you, for whatever reason, have to change plans or switch shit up or whatever, right? And that should be more like of a rare occurrence because you should like sort of know your schedule and sort of, have things set up or whatever. But in the event that you have to switch some shit up, let her know beforehand, be like, listen, this Friday's not going to work, but can we do, Sunday or something or whatever, right? And then you make that plan and then you follow through with that shit. But you don't want to be some dude who's all over the place, who's flaky, who doesn't know how to make plans, because that's not going to lend itself to you being the type of guy that she would actually want a consistent situation with. Because, see, the setting of the plans, right, is what is going to sort of springboard the third thing I'm going to talk about. The third thing that has to happen, which is being consistent. You understand? Being consistent. Right? So that means that when you're dealing with this chick and you're setting times to meet up or whatever, right? You're consistent with sticking with all those plans and you're doing this on a consistent basis, right? So let's say, for example, you go on the first date with a chick and then, you go on that second date the next week and you hook up with her that day and then you hit her up again probably the next week, y'all hang out again the third time, and then you hit her up maybe that week later, you hang out a fourth time. So now she's seeing that, damn, this guy is being consistent. You understand? Like, I've been seeing him every week. He doesn't flake. He's on time every time. Every time he says we're going to do this, we do it. And he's been consistent with it. You feel what I'm saying? And so the thing is that the consistency part is, the most important part of the situation, right? Now, the thing is this. It's not necessarily where you have to see a chick every week, right? You could actually have a consistent fuck buddy situation where, you hit this chick up periodically, but every time you hit her up, you actually see her and it's pretty much consistent. So maybe let's say like every once a month or month and a half, you hit her up and you see her, right? But if you want something, let's say girlfriend type of situation or whatever, you're going to need to be a little bit more consistent than that. So in that regard, you may need to hit her up at least like once a week. You know what I'm saying? To continue to see her, because what's going to happen is that it's going to show her that your interest level is to the point where you want to see her that frequently, and you are being, you're being very, you're being consistent with that, and also you're doing what you say you're going to do. You feel what I'm saying? So you're making those plans and being consistent, and you're following through on all that shit, which makes her say, oh shit, okay, this guy is on point. See, the other day when I did my live stream, and I had a guy call in, he asked about this whole, try to get a girl on some consistent shit. And see, the thing that he didn't realize, and I had to tell him this, because he was like, because I was telling him everything I'm talking about right now as far as the consistency, right? And I was basically also saying that when it comes to this consistency and when you're dealing with these chicks, is that the more, if you're consistent, that's also going to make her consistent. Meaning if she likes you and she wants to fuck with you, the fact that you're consistent, she is going to also reciprocate that. You understand? Because since she likes you and since she sees that you're actually, taking the situation seriously and wanting to see her, she's like, damn, I actually got a dude who wants to see me this way and make it happen. So I'm going to follow through and make this happen also, because if she wants that to happen, she's going to also be consistent, but she's being consistent based off of how consistent you are too. So what happens is that if you start being inconsistent, she eventually will start being inconsistent. Because what the guy on the live stream was asking, he was like, oh, but what happens if, like, you know, I'm tired from work one day, or, you know, like I just don't feel like seeing her, or I made a plan and I just want to switch it up because I'm, you know, want to do something else. And I'm like, well, listen, if you do that and start being inconsistent, you're not going to be able to maintain consistency with the chick. You understand? And this consistency shit is important, because what happens is that when a woman is, you know, wanting to be with someone for a long, you know, for the long term, you know, a long-term relationship, whatever, what she's looking for is security. You understand what I'm saying? She's looking for that security, and the security is the consistency. You know, it's her feeling like she can rely on the dude. You know, it's her feeling like she can rely on you, right? And so because she feels she can rely on you, that makes you more attractive as far as her wanting to choose you as a guy she wants to continue to see. You see what I'm saying? But as soon as you start being inconsistent because, you know, oh, well, you know, you don't feel like doing this or whatever, what's going to happen is she's going to start to be inconsistent also, right? Because you're shaking up the security that she thought she had, right? And then so she's going to be more inconsistent with you because now she's finding another guy who's more consistent. You see what I'm saying? And see, this is why I was saying at the beginning, like, you know, the chick has to like you, because the chick who likes you is going to be consistent while you're being consistent because she wants it to work. You feel what I'm saying? But in order for you to maintain that consistency as far as her being consistent with you, you have to make sure that you are first consistent. You see what I'm saying? So you can't just basically what I'm saying is this. You can't have a woman be consistent with you and want to stick with you for a long period of time and to keep fucking with you, you know, on some long-term shit if you are not being consistent. You understand? Like, you're not going to get that consistency from her if you're being inconsistent. Because what will happen is when you start being inconsistent, the chick, she'll like probably stick around for a little bit. You understand? And let's say if she's more of like an insecure type of chick, you know, she may stick around a little longer than most. But what's going to eventually happen is because she sees that you're being inconsistent, right? That's going to make her say, you know what? I gotta fall back. I gotta look for something different because this dude is not really doing it for me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, at first everything was cool, but then he started becoming wishy-washy. He started becoming flaky. He's not really, you know, being consistent with the situation. So understand, guys, if you want a chick for that long-term situation, right? She has to like you. You have to make plans and stick to it. And then you have to be consistent.
Now, before you go, make sure you click the link below to get your free copy of the audio program, Undeniable Game. This program is going to teach you 7 easy-to-follow tips on how to really attract beautiful women.
In this audio program, you'll learn exactly what you need to do to become that confident man women are attracted to. You'll also learn what you must do to become better at approaching and talking to women. You'll learn why women don't return your calls and what to do to increase the chances of women returning your calls. You also learn the only time you should call or text a woman. You'll learn how to start conversations with women. You'll learn the mindset you must have to be successful with women. You'll also learn the main thing you need to do to figure out if a woman is really interested in you, and much more.
So make sure you click the link below to get your copy today.